How's it, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the best of the month of January for 2021. I myself can't believe that the first month has already flown by. It was just yesterday we were celebrating 2021, and here we are with the month already under our belts. So let's get straight into it. We've had another busy month on the Discord, another busy month in the community, and it's just been exciting all around. So let's get straight to it, shall we? Let's get into the news for the month of January, and a couple of things happened. We've got fantastic results from the Team Sausage Kickstarter campaign, the Gates or the Portals of Bratwur, which was a huge success and became fully funded just the other day. So we're terribly excited to be collaborating with the guys from Team Sausage and to Justice and Novak and the rest of the team. Fantastic news to hear that the latest Kickstarter is a huge success. So looking forward to the results of that. I, for one, a little more excited about what's coming up in the future. So stay tuned for more from Team Sausage and hopefully Wildstorm Studios. On the Wildstorm storefront, we've got updated news with regards to a full restock of the Scale 75 product range, including a few new products and a somewhat necessary, but as best as we could, restock of the Artis Opus range of products, as well as a couple of new ones there as well. So hopefully that should all be arriving mid to end February, and we'll definitely be providing you guys with some fantastic new products. So looking forward to that. But otherwise, on the commission front, we've been busy with the X-Men diorama from Knights Models for a collector. And that one is just about finishing up as I record this here in the first week of February. If you've been a member on the Tier 3 or Tier 2 Patreon pledge levels, you'll have been following along through this entire build process of all these fantastic miniatures, and it's been an absolute joy to share that process with all of you. Another fantastic thing that occurred during the last month of January is that we had a fantastic live stream session where myself and another fellow painter, Warren McNichol, owner of the Warren in Somerset West, joined me for a Two Storms Painting Up a Storm live stream session where we both painted up the Toad character from the X-Men universe. I myself painting one from the aforementioned X-Men diorama from Knights Models, and Warren painted up one from the Marvel Crisis Protocols game. Huge success, lots of fun was had by all, and based on the response, I think we'll definitely be planning another Two Storms painting session, so look out for more of those in the future. Let's get into the categories for the best of the month for February, and this time around I had such difficulty in choosing because there were so many fantastic completed pieces by so many chaps on the Discord. I felt that I needed to create two categories. So in this first category, I've chosen the top 3 painted miniatures. Now these can be more a large scale and display sort of standard painting pieces that I've seen posted on the Discord. In third place, I'm going to be placing this fantastic Morathi, and Morathi is painted by Darren. Fantastic piece. I just love the monochrome approach. It is always very difficult to be able to paint with complementary colors, much less working with one monochromatic color scheme. But I think Darren did an admirable job on finishing this one, and just because of the sheer size, scale, and difficulty of finishing up a model like Morathi, fantastic job. Third place, my third favorite painted figure for the month of January, should I say. In second place, I am going to be giving the the reward to Albert with his Luxumbria bust, based on the characters from the Infinity Corvus Belli game. Fantastic use of a blue-orange color palette, and I love the earth tones to bring in the contrast and the different shades. A fantastic piece of work, and especially the mirrored goggles stands out to me. But yeah, as usual, Albert is flying high with regards to his growth and his skills, and he's definitely proving his proficiency as he finishes I think a record about 3 or 4 projects in the month of January alone. So fantastic work from Albert, my second favorite piece for the month of January. And top of the log, my favorite piece, not only because of the fantastic work and the outcome, but the perseverance and his commitment to just trying his very level best to put his best foot forward and really push his skills on something like this, goes to Hanru with his Scaly from Big Child Creations. I love the fact that Hanru didn't just stop at working on smooth blends and creating this lovely color palette on Scaly with regards to his flesh tones and everything, but also went out and created this fantastic base. And in my opinion, faces and bases have always been the number one rule with display pieces, and I think Hanru has nailed it in this regard. So definitely my favorite piece for the month of January 2021. Fantastic stuff to everyone. Like I say, just so many entries, so many completed projects. It's been fantastic to see the growth, and I cannot wait to see how we continue to grow the community in 2021. And with that, let's move on to the next category, which, because there were so many, I couldn't choose and created a second category for this month, and that is with regards to the top 3 painted figures, but this is more for the gaming scale, gaming size, so anything about 30 up to a maximum of about 35 millimeter. And definitely right out the gate, third place for me comes in with Lionel and his what seem to be fire demons, which I stand corrected, it's not a system that I'm very well aware of, but just fantastic work. Loved the use of the red and the orange tones, which can always be kind of tricky if they run away from you, and these are from the Malifaux game system, which I see Lionel's a huge supporter of. I've seen him finish up another piece of his that I had also painted myself. Fantastic work. So yeah, lovely to see Lionel's work starting to pop up on the Discord. And Lionel, top third of the best gaming pieces for the month of January. In second place definitely goes out once again to Albert with his fantastic piece of work on Yoda, which is a 3D print model, if I stand corrected. Fantastic piece, lovely little quick project, and secures second place in my top 3 for the gaming side of things. But number 1 goes to this jaw-dropping piece done by Warren, this octopus from, I stand corrected, from the WizKids range. Absolutely phenomenal with the amount of patience and commitment to doing something like this with that amount of detail and texture. Love the combination of colors, love the details, just it makes this octopus just pop, and definitely takes up my first place position for best gaming scale painted figure for the month of January. Fantastic stuff, Warren, keep it up. Otherwise, to everyone else, fantastic work. Can't wait to see more. We've seen more pieces and more work coming out of guys like Duran with his fantastic pieces from the 3D printing side of things. Just fantastic work. Looking forward to seeing more from everyone involved. Let's move on to the next subject, shall we? All right, and then moving on with January, I always like to find fantastic tips or tutorial videos out there that I find on YouTube, which I think would be beneficial to both advanced, intermediate, and beginner painters. So with that, let's get straight into my top 4 this month for January, which is we get right out the gate with this fantastic priming tips video from Artis Opus, covering all the basics of priming your figures, with some fantastic bits of advice there coming from Byron. And then we also have, in my opinion, one of the most influential painters out there, not only because of his passion and his skill with the brush, but also because he's just a fantastic guy and he's been around for such a long time. Vince Venturella has just recently released I would say an in-depth beginner's guide to miniature painting. Fantastic video if you're a beginner. Really sit down, watch that video. There's a lot of insight and a lot of shared experience that you can gain from watching Vince's advice as a beginner painter, and definitely recommend his video for the month of January 2021. For the advanced guys, we've got two fantastic videos. The one I've got first up is from one of my favorites, Night Shift, where he gives you an in-depth tutorial on creating textured armor plates, welding beads and welding seams across tanks and armor, and I just can't help but ask myself if that could be inspiration for doing the same sort of work on armor panels and things on some of our fantastic miniatures. So hopefully this gives you a couple of ideas and gets that brain sparked with inspiration. The other fantastic advanced tutorial comes out of Squidmar, with this fantastic tutorial of how he painted his one of his busts from his recent successful Kickstarter campaign. Wonderful use of techniques, color palettes, and just an all-round enjoyable video, and very useful as some insight into his process of painting those busts. So very valuable video, I think, for anyone looking out for that. And then on the other scale, I've got a couple of video recommendations. Now these are not always ones that were released in January 2021, but possibly ones that I felt were just fantastic videos and are sometimes a little left field from miniature painting, but no less inspiring, no less fantastic to watch, and it just broadens our knowledge and our understanding of art and the miniature painting world and how it's influenced by other art forms as well. So for this month of January, I've got a couple of videos which were just too hard to resist and not share with you guys. So first up is a fantastic video. If you want to sit down and listen to some of the top painters in the world choose some of the best works from 2020, then this is the video for you from Cult of Paint. Listen to guys like Andy Waddle and Richard Gray sit down and discuss some of their favorite paint jobs from some of the top guys across the world, and as usual the Spanish dominating the scene. But yeah, fantastic video to watch for any aspiring painter, and hopefully keeps that passion and that inspiration alive to continue growing their skill sets. Another fantastic video which I felt would be truly inspiring with regards to looking at your projects as not only works of art but works of narrative, and trying to portray an interesting concept or visualize an interesting moment within a story or within the context of whatever that you are trying to explain. And this one is a fantastic submarine diorama based off the book Das Boot, the German World War II novel. Fantastic little diorama created by Bayern Wu Studios. So great little bit of inspiration and ideas for your future projects. And then another fantastic set of videos is from Loot, the YouTube channel dedicated to 3D printing. And then on this side of things, we've got a 3-part tutorial on painting flesh from one of their resident painters. Lovely use of blocking in colors and then using airbrush to come in and blend those two seams together, and then a wonderful use of glazing and wash techniques, and a very valuable video for anyone struggling with painting flesh. And then my last little recommended video for you guys to keep those inspiring fires burning within your soul. Check out this fantastic video by a channel called Makers Who Inspire, where they do a small little segment on Joshua Smith, a miniature artist, someone who specializes in replicating in miniature scale real life buildings and scenarios, and it's just a fantastic little video that gives you some inspiration and hopefully some ideas for future projects. And that just about wraps up everything for the month of January. No less busy than any other day of the month, and it's just been fantastic to kick off the new year with so much activity, so many completed projects. I look forward to seeing so many more from everyone involved, and as usual, I have nothing but thanks for your support and your encouragement to see Wildstorm Studios, the community, grow, and I can't wait to see what 2021 brings for us all. So let's continue forward with the month, and as usual, I say thanks to my patrons. For those who have very graciously continued to support Wildstorm, I thank you, and I guess that I'm left with nothing else more to say but paint up a storm.